Well, hello and good day. Gonna do some solving rational equations for you today with 9-4. Sure you're excited. So our basic idea here, we need to solve by finding a least common multiple. That's the smallest number that everything multiplies up into. Before we do that, if we can, we need to factor things like usual. And then we're going to list each factor to the highest exponent. That'll make sense in a little while. Eventually we'll get there. Alright, so LCMs, 2 times 5 makes 10. That 10 is the smallest number that both 2 and 5 multiply up into. 4 times 6 is 24, but is that the smallest number? No. The LCM is 12 because both of them can multiply up into a 12. Alright, least common multiple here. Well, we got an x and we got a 4x. I can multiply this one by 4 to make that one, so our LCM is going to be 4x. It's the smallest thing that they both can make. Like here, 6, 30, and 5. I like to think about the number thing and the variable thing kind of separately, so I know my LCM's got to have an x because there's an x over here. So now 60, 30, and 5. 30 is the smallest number that they all multiply up into because 6 times 5 makes the 30. So 30x is our least common multiple. If we got something like this that we can factor, we better. That's x plus 2, x minus 2, and if you don't know that by now, I can't help you. Alright, the other one is an x plus 2, so since we've got that, that's part of it. And then what's missing is this guy. So x minus 2 is also in there. If I took x minus 2 and multiplied it by this one, it would make that, so thus it is the multiple. Alright, here. Well, let's factor this. There's an x plus 5. This one is x plus 5, x minus 5. So we just need to list out everything that's up here. There's an x, I'm going to put it. There's an x plus 5. Already got the x plus 5, so I'm going to take the x minus 5. So it's kind of like I'm just listing out everything that's up here. We got an x plus 5, we already got that one, and then we get our x minus 5. So all the different parts are here from everything that's up here. Alright, so when we're actually solving, we need to use that LCM that we're just doing there. We're going to multiply our numerators by that. Things are going to cancel, like what we've been doing the last few days. And then we get to solve for x because the fractions will disappear. So all the tough work here is just to get rid of the fractions because we all know none of you love the fractions, although I don't understand it. Alright, so here, 3 and a 7, what's our LCM? 21, I hope, is what we're thinking. So, we're going to multiply everything by 21. 21x over 3 minus 21x over 7 equals 2 times 21. If you want to put it over 1, you can, because it feels better, but I don't care. So now canceling. 21 over 3 is just 7. 21 over 7 is just 3. So I got 7x minus 3x equals 42. And now it's just a matter of solving. You divide that by 4. And what's that going to be? 21 over 2 for our final answer there. Good to know. 21 over 2 divided by 3 minus 21 over 2 divided by 7 somehow comes out to be 2. Alright. So LCM here. Let's just list off everything we got. We got a 2. We got an x. I don't need to list that x or that x because I've already got the x here. So everything's accounted for. We've got some of everything. So now we're going to multiply everything by our 2x. 2x here, 2x here, 2x here. Everybody's getting multiplied by 2x. Alright. So this is where we think about what is going to cancel. With my first one, the 2 and the x are both going to cancel and just leave 3. Here, my x on the outside is going to cancel and leave 2 times x plus 1. And here, my x is going to cancel with that x. 2 times 8 makes 16. So what we got here is just kind of throwing the 2x up top. It's going to cancel all the stuff on the bottom. Everything on the bottom goes away, and some of the parts are left up top. Alright, so a little distribution, and I'm going to solve this real fast for us. And go through your solving steps. A little collecting like terms, subtracting 5, and dividing by 2. This should be the easy part. This should be the new part. Alright, here. Let's list out what do we got. What do we got? I got a 4. I got an x. What is an 8? An 8 is nothing but 4 times 2, right? So what's new there? A times 2. And an x. So what our LCM really is 8x. Alright. So we're going to multiply everything by our 8x that we just got. Bam. 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 And what's going to cancel? The x cancels here. 8 divided by 4 leaves a 2 on top. The 8 cancels here. So I've got my 2. Oops, that's a minus sign completely. And here I've got my 7 and my x. And here the x is going to cancel and leave 3 times 8 is 24. Goodness, it's been a long day, I suppose. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to solve it real fast. And there you have it. Subtracting my 2, dividing by the 7. Bam. Solved up. Alright, so here, what do we got? We got a 3. We got an x. We got a 5. And 3 times 5 makes the 15. So it's a 15x for our LCM. Whoops, 15, 15, and 15x. So who's getting out the way? The x is canceling, and 15 divided by 3 leaves 5. The x is canceling, and 15 divided by 5 leaves 3. The 15 is canceling, and that leaves negative 3x. Well, that's pretty nice and simple. So all we got left over here is 8 equals negative 3x. So x equals divide and negative 8/3. So again, our solving stuff here is not the tough part. The tough part is finding our LCM and canceling things properly. Now here, we get something like this where our bottom's kind of simple, and if you want to, we can just cross multiply. Get 3x equals going this way and then multiplying that way 4 times 3x plus 1. And you could do that, distribute, go through. I'm going to show you the other way just because that's going to be a little bit easier for some of the next problems. So our LCM here is again going to be 4x. We got a 4 and we've got an x. So I'm going to put my 4x here and my 4x here. And what's going to cancel? The 4. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not the 4. The x, duh. The x cancels. The 4 is still there. I'm sorry. The 4 cancels over here. So you end up with the same thing. 4 times 3x plus 1 equals 3x. So same thing's going to happen. And so we do our distribution and cancel and solve and all that stuff, and we get negative 4 over 9 there. And with any of these, you know, you can always hit some pause and see what happens as far as writing stuff down. Here, need a factor, and we got a x plus 6, x minus 6 situation there for this guy. So I'm going to write it this way. It's almost always good to do this. LCM now. What do we got? We got an x plus 6 and an x minus 6. So that's what we got. Now, when we go ahead and multiply our top and bottom, like so, we're ready to start canceling some stuff. So on my left, both of these are going to cancel both of those and just leave me with 5. On this side, though, the x minus 6 is going to go away, but it's going to leave the 7 and the x plus 6. So this guy here is canceling this guy and leaves us with that. Do our distribution and solve. And this is what we're going to get. Do our distribution, subtract, divide. Man, these are some really good looking answers we're getting today. Good things. Alright, so again here we're going to want to factor that into x times x plus 9 to get this guy out the way. This is an x plus 9, so our LCM is going to be x times x plus 9. Got the x here, and then the x plus 9 they both already have. We're going to multiply our top and bottom by that, like so. And then to see what cancels, well, both of these are going to cancel both of those and leave 2. Our x plus 9 will cancel here and leave 6x. So 2 over 6, which equals 1/3. Hey, that's a nice, easy little answer. No problems there. Alright, and now these crazy problems. I used to put this on the proficiency test all the time. I haven't seen it as much lately. But you got two people doing a job at different rates. How long is it going to take them? Well, here you got John's painting the house. It takes 2 hours. Other kid's taking 3 hours. If we do it together, it's going to go quicker, right? It's not going to be 2 plus 3 makes 5. That would be ridiculous. If two people are working together, they should get the job done in a quicker fashion. So it's probably going to be even less than 2, which means multiple choice version of the test, you're always going to pick something that's less than the hours of the faster guy. So what we do is we take x over how long it takes person 1 and then x over how long it takes person 2 and always set that equal to 1 because they're always going to be doing one job. So here, we got John's going to paint a birdhouse in his 2 hours. So I'm going to go with x over 2. Kathy takes 3 hours. I don't know why Kathy's slacking. And we put that equal to 1. And if you want to put that over 1, that's cool. Do what you want. So we need to kind of think about what our LCM is. With a 2 and a 3, that's going to be 6. So we're going to multiply everything here by 6. And then cancel out some stuff. 6 divided by 2 is 3x, and 6 divided by 3 is 2x equals our 6. And we divide by 5. So we get x equals 6/5 of an hour. Nobody talks about hours in that way other than maybe like half an hour or quarter hour, something like that. 6/5 of an hour doesn't make much sense to us. So I'm going to take 6/5, multiply that by 60 for 60 minutes. 60 divided by 5 is 12, and 6 times 12 is 72 minutes, which would be the same thing as 1 hour and 12 minutes. So it'll take John 2 hours on his own, Kathy 3 hours on her own. Together they'll get it done in 1 hour and 12 minutes, assuming they don't get in each other's way. But the big thing here is being able to set up stuff right. Maria's going to sew a quilt. So x over 3, 6 here, so x over 6 is still going to equal 1. We're going to worry about the money later. So our LCM here is going to be a 6, so I'm going to put my 6 everywhere. Now, what is going to cancel? 6 divided by 3 makes 2x, and 6 over 6 makes x, and 6 there. So 3x equals 6, and that means 6 divided by 3 leaves 2. So it's going to take them 2 hours to quilt. So, well, we're getting $30 an hour, so 2 times 30 means they're going to get about $60 is what it's going to cost. And that's it. I think you got some more little sample CCSD questions on there. You can feel free to ask us in class if you got any questions with those, but give them a try, see how you do, and make good choices out there.